My name is Sena Alouka. I come from Togo. I work with Jeunes Volontaires pour l'Environnement, Young Volunteers for the Environment. It's a group of one of the largest youth environment organizations on the continent. At the same time, I happen to be a negotiator for Togo on agriculture. So I have the two hats, one as civil society, but at the same time, very happy and proud and privileged to serve as a country negotiator. Well, we have been at the forefront of the whole food sovereignty campaign, the food systems, as a way of enhancing adaptive capacity, increasing resilience, and addressing climate crisis for over 15, 20 years now. We be very privileged, very happy to have seen the development of various networks on the continent, including the youth network on agroecology and food system, but also the AFSA as well, and other networks. And we have had a lot of chance in terms of supporting youth agroecology enterprises. We organize annual festival for young people where they come and share their ideas, get to learn, talk to people, and get some support for their enterprise. And then we also got involved in some kind of political dialogue around agroecology. We organized 2 political dialogue on agroecology in Togo already. And that brought a lot of all the actors, all the key players, including the ministries, international organizations, youth organizations, civil society, cooperative, etc. And at the same time, what we did lately, and with a lot of good positive result, is support community, municipality to engage into what we call territorial-based agroecology transitions. So in Togo, we are supporting about 4 municipalities in the area called the Grand Cloto. And those municipalities have decided politically to embark on an agroecology transition process. And of course, when it comes to the climate negotiations, we'll be around supporting our country negotiators, working with the NDC and NAP focal point to see how we can integrate, how we can support them in understanding. And of course, as a negotiator, I go represent Togo in those spaces. So that's what we have been doing in the past years. Well, in terms of challenges, I think the first one is that of the added value. For politicians, they want to know what's the added value of agroecology. How much are you bringing to the table? How much jobs can you create? How many youth enterprises can you support? Are you sure you can produce more? So they understand issue about economic benefit. And for most of us in the very beginning, like 20, 15 years ago, we didn't have enough data in terms of economy. Today we have them. So the main challenge was to have evidence to show that, well, if we embark as a municipality or as a country on an agroecology transition, we can have this amount of benefit. So that's the first one. The second one was that the high push of the chemical corporation. Those people out there who are promoting chemicals, who are promoting synthetic fertilizers, they have been taught at school. So difficulty is how do you convince people who are working for the government at that level, after they have been brainwashed that the only way for African agriculture to go ahead is with chemicals, chemical fertilizers. So that was one of the biggest challenge. And of course, when it comes to agroecology as a way of increasing resilience, supporting farmers, etc., it comes with a lot of expectation. You have 1,000 farmers who want Sena, can you help? We need the shoe, we need the hoe, we need bag, we need a water pump. So how can you address that kind of, because unfortunately, government has, to some extent, abandoned small-scale farmers. Government, what it does best is to provide some technicians to few people, few cooperatives, have those big cards, and unfortunately, no support for local seed, for women groups, etc. So we have to deal with a huge number of people expecting us to support them. So those are some of our challenges over years. Well, Baku is termed the cup of the finance. So at least we are talking about the means of implementation. At COP17, the United Nations Framework Convention decided to embark on a new negotiating track called the Coronavia Joint Work on Agriculture. Today, it has been named the Sharm el-Sheikh Joint Work on Agriculture and Food Security. So under the Sharm el-Sheikh Joint Work, now we agreed to have a portal where we can share all the information around agriculture. We agreed to have another round of few workshops, from holistic approach to systemic approaches to means of implementation to financing. And of course, we agreed as well to see how by COP26 we should finish all this and make President of the COP our discussion. So I think there are three things. One way is in the context of the UAE Belém framework on resilience, where we need to submit what we call this global goal of adaptation indicators. So under those indicators, we need to make sure that few of the indicators are agroecology related. That's why we are working here in this conference and even before and after to make sure that countries submit indicators that are related to sustainable approach to agriculture, to agroecology. The second point is there are some, there's going to be some big announced, like at all COP, there are some big projects. And the one that will be announced in Baku is called Harmonia for harmony. So Harmonia program for farmers. And as of now, when we look at that program that the COP presidency, the Azerbaijan COP presidency is putting forward, we are afraid that it's going to favor, like always, those multinationals, the big ag companies, etc. So we are working as well that in that document, small-scale farming and agroecology also has a place around the table. And of course, we want to involve as many countries as possible, as many partners as possible. We'll be discussing at the COP, around NDC, around NAPS, so that once we are back, because by February 2026, all countries need to submit their new NDCs. So we have 1 year window. So we want in Baku to discuss with those NDC focal points so that next year, across the whole continent, when we'll be revisiting our NAPS and NDCs, agroecology is selected as a one pillar of action for adaptive capacity enhancement or resilience building on the continent. Well, reality is, I be always asked, can you feed the world as agroecology advocate? The answer is, agroecology and small farmers and small-scale farmers have been the only one, by the way, feeding the world. Who feed our countries? These are small-scale farmers. And those small-scale farmers, they rely essentially on agroecology practices. And I don't need to go deep into that, but we all know, be it mulching, irrigation, agroforestry, local seed production, local knowledge, etc. Agroecology is feeding the world today, and agroecology is going to feed the world tomorrow. Lastly, young people have a big opportunity here, huge opportunity. Nobody want to eat, sorry to use the word, bullshit food. Nobody want to use scrap food. Nobody want to use junk food. We want to eat proper food, healthy food. Young people, there's a great opportunity for you here. Please come and seize it, and let's make agroecology the future of Africa.